Yo, stay wavy TV, ride the vibe with me, splash through your screen, drip clean like the sea, high tide energy, never on mute.
Breaking news, y'all. Less than a week after Terence "Bud" Crawford retired from the sport of boxing, he just got sued by a jeweler for lying about promoting their shop. Shout out to TMZ, they broke the news on this. It says Terence Crawford hasn't been retired for a full week, but he's already got another fight on his hands, a legal one. Because the legendary boxer has been sued by a prominent jeweler who claims Bud lied to him and screwed him over. In a lawsuit filed on December 18th and obtained by TMZ Sports, 38-year-old Crawford is accused of hitting up Mazda, New York in February of 2024 for several custom pendants for him and his team. We previously reported when Bud copped them. So I'm going to put the pictures of the chains in the video. It's basically, a bunch of chains of Terence "Bud" Crawford, you know what I'm saying? So according to Mazda, Crawford became interested in a $139K Petit Philippe watch in the store, but rather than buying it flat out, Mazda claimed that Bud suggested he paid $35K and then would cover the rest by promoting the jewelry store on his trunks during the fight. Doesn't that sound a lot like what he did to the WBC? Right? Like he pretty much, promised the WBC that he was going to pay him before his fight with Canelo Alvarez when he ultimately became a 3-weight class undisputed champion, the first male in boxing to do this. And then after the fight, the WBC said, yo, Bud, you owe us about $300,000. And Terence "Bud" Crawford was basically saying, look, I won't pay you $300,000. I'm going to pay you what I paid everybody else, which is a lot less than that. Right? So because he decided not to pay that, he got stripped. And what's fucked up about the situation is you only become undisputed if that WBC title is included. So because he never paid the fees and he got stripped, you can't get mad at anybody for saying, well, is Terence "Bud" Crawford really undisputed? Because to be undisputed, you have to have all of the titles. This man represented a title and didn't pay the fees before or after the fight because he wanted to pay less than what they said he had to pay. So now he's doing the same thing with jewelry. So Mazda said he agreed. However, when Crawford's August 2024 fight against Israel Majamov rolled around, the jeweler claims the logo had fallen completely off by the 4th round. Mazda claims that Crawford and his representatives acknowledged they did not fulfill the agreement and promised to make up for it in the next fight, which was against Canelo Alvarez, right? The biggest fight of his career where he fought, the face of boxing at the time, Canelo Alvarez. So the jeweler says he delivered a patch with his logo to Bud's rep before September 13th mega fight, but says he was ultimately told the logo would not appear on Crawford's shorts during the Alvarez fight. Mazda said he wasn't given any reason or explanation for this sudden and unexpected change regarding the patch on Terence's shorts. By allegedly blowing off the agreement, Mazda said his business was deprived of an opportunity to elevate his brand, claimed he missed out on an estimated $1.5 million worth of promotion, and that's exactly what Mazda's looking for at a minimum, in addition to other damages. See what I mean? Terence Crawford, bro, this is what happens when you want to be cheap. Instead of just paying this man the $100K for the watch that you wanted, right? You want it to be cheap. And I hate to say this, but this is why there's stereotypes out there, bro. Like think about it, guys. What is the stereotype for, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but what is the stereotype for our people when we go to restaurants, right? People look at us and what's the first thing they think, right? If you're a waitress at a restaurant or a waiter, they don't tip, right? Like we're known for, not wanting to spend that much money really on anything except for, we just known to be cheap. Let's just call it what it is. You feel me? We rather go to the dollar menu than get the large meal. You know what I'm saying? We rather use the McDonald's app, right? So Terence Crawford, you should have just paid this jeweler whatever that watch was worth. Because you wanted to be cheap, right? You came up with a deal. You put the logo on your shorts for the Majamov fight. For some strange reason, the logo fell off in the 4th round, right? You gave the man your word that you would make up for it and you would wear it in the Canelo fight. And then at the last minute, you just said, nah, you know what? Fuck your logo. I'm not doing it no more. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. You guys had an agreement that that patch would be on your shorts for all 12 rounds and after the fight so he can get his jewelry store promoted to the highest level. And you reneged on that, my nigga. That's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? So this just furthers the narrative that Terence Bud Crawford, he seems to be, you know, a fucked up person outside of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like we've heard multiple people, you know, are coming out exposing Terence Bud Crawford's character, man, and it's not looking good, man. This is not a good look, man. That's messed up, man. You know how big that fight was with Canelo. You know that was the biggest fight that happened this year. If you told the man you was gonna put the jewelry logo on the shorts, bro, you should have did it. You know what I'm saying? So, not a good look, man. One thing we know about Terence Bud Crawford is he still got that hood nigga mentality, bro. He's cheap. He don't like to spend a lot of money, and I respect that. But at the same time, bro, like, you don't want to be so cheap to the point where you just out here finessing people and running off on the plug, because that's what he's doing, bro. Like, you ran off on the WBC. You ran off on this jeweler. You ran off, bruh. He even ran off on his baby mom, the mother of his kids. He ran off on her and cheated on her and had a baby outside of his relationship. He revealed that on Club Shay Shay. So you out here finessing your baby moms and making another one. Not a good look for Terence Bud Crawford, man. Not a good look. Not a good look, bro. And boxing fans, we still pissed off that you didn't fight Jerron Boots Ennis. We pissed off about that. You know, I didn't want to see a rematch with Canelo. I think Bud would have whooped his ass even worse in the second fight. But I did want to see Terence Bud Crawford versus Jerron Boots Ennis, because guess what? Whether Terence wins or he loses or it's a draw, he's giving shine to a young up-and-coming boxer that could potentially take his spot in the future. You know, I look at it as a passing of the torch, kind of like what Floyd did for Canelo, right? Like when Floyd beat Canelo, right? Canelo became the face of boxing after he lost to Floyd. You feel me? So even if Jerron Boots Ennis lost to Terence Bud Crawford, he still could go on and he can learn from that fight and go on to be the face of boxing after that. You know what I'm saying? But instead, and this is, by the way, this is the same Terence Crawford that was complaining for years about other fighters not giving him the opportunity to show how great he is. Then when he gets a chance to do it for somebody else, what nobody did for him, he's doing the same thing. He's like, nah, fuck Boots. Let Boots work his way, let him work his way to the top on his own. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think about this video. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, share the video, leave a comment. I'm out.
Yeah. Out the city with the lights on ripple, I'm floating. Gold T shine every time that I'm quoting. Stay Wavy TV, that's the way that I'm on. So if you vibe with the vision, hit the bell, stay strong.